Hi everyone, welcome back to the Agri Precision YouTube channel, and it is of course a new dawn, a new day, a new GBBR. So we have some of the new models in from Salvo Precision. Apologies, this is upside down. And the first one that we're going to crack into today, which is probably the most anticipated one that they've done so far, is none other than the UKSF Hunter, which this might look a little bit odd here because in a lot of the photos, both on the UK distributor's website and of course retailers abroad, like in Hong Kong and such places, the photos showed this in like a bronzy colour that's more in line of what APFG do. And the first thing you're going to realise is this is in very much FDE everything. So I have seen videos on this model where they've opened the box and this FDE looked very tan, almost like the magazine here. So it's like a tan Stanag. And I was kind of concerned. And then once I see it in person, so whatever you see on cameras is always a little bit different to how you perceive it with your Mark 1 eyeballs. It's a little bit darker, so it's not as bad. So what are you getting in the box? Now, I did do a little bit of a video on this with Andy at HC2. So HC2 have got their own YouTube channel now. If you want, you can head over to there where me and Andy are talking about it, but time to get into the meat and taters. So it comes in a hard case. Very, very cool indeed. You'll see here the outline of it, all your manuals and stuff in here. The interesting thing about this is not only are you getting a M4 stock tube attachment that folds on the rear, you're also getting what is quite possibly one of the highest quality CTR copy stocks I have ever seen. So I am one of those people that run genuine Magpul stocks and grips on everything that I have. What I will say, this is one of the first Magpul CTR copies that I would have no reason to pull this off unless I was being very anal about it. So it adjusts very, very nice. But more importantly, the CTRs come with this clip attachment at the front here, so you can press it and it kind of locks the stock in to the tube. And on this Salvo model, I don't know whether the tolerance is just good with a stock tube, but it is very, very rigid. And yeah, this can be left well alone unless you decide to swap it for a different stock. So also in the box, you're getting a suppressor. So you can use this as a mock suppressor. Nice that you include it. You don't have to buy it separately. Salvo are doing very good with this. They're following the lines of, you know, Double Eagle, you know, the sister brand doing the Noveski N4 SD, which you'll have seen on the channel not long ago, where they're including a suppressor and a tracer unit. So these come with an E-shooter flare mono. So it comes with this in the box. You don't have to buy it separately. So you're pretty much got everything you need to get started. Again, this is the same unit, I think, that comes on the Double Eagle model. And I think it's very straightforward. So I haven't done this yet. I know these threads from the other video that we did are very squeaky. So apologies to those of you out there that find this sound like nails down a chalkboard. So you do have like a little tube that comes out. Now, I imagine we just take this tube off. And that fits perfectly in there. So then we can put that back into the Salvo suppressor here. And then you would screw this back together. You've got your tracer there with the flare functions on. So all this is included in the box. And I can honestly see a lot more manufacturers doing this because it just kind of makes sense, you know. You're giving the product more value because you're limiting the amount of things that the end user has to buy to just get working now. So a lot of people, if they do CQB, they're fitting tracers as standard. Not only are you getting a tracer, you're also getting a very, very nice looking suppressor here. Sorry, let me just get this out of the way and back on here. It doesn't have the SIG markings like the Toxicant ones, but I'm pretty sure the fitment is the same. So if you have a Toxicant and you've got, you know, one of these suppressors that have the SIG markings on, it should go straight onto this muzzle device here. So Suppressor stock, let's get this out of the box here. You will have a Allen key. Now this Allen key is usually what's supplied with the Salvo models to attach the stock to the gun. The difference is with the Hunter is they come with a Torx. So one thing you just have to take into consideration is you need a different tool than what comes in the box. I think they've just maybe made a little mistake there. So we'll take the magazine out, you get an unjamming rod, you obviously get this nice case as well. I keep all the cases that come with my Salvo Precision stuff because, to be honest with you, the cases are actually pretty damn good for what they are, and they come with them. Now, when you buy yours, these are also wrapped in plastic and sealed. I've just took that off because I always check the deliveries as they turn up with me. Let me put this over here to fall over later in the video. So here we have it. So not only have you got some cool accessories with these new Salvo MCXs, the other plus side is they're now also coming with stainless steel bolts, so no more bolt breakages. And I'm hoping it comes well over camera, but the colour isn't that bad at all. I'm not sure what the real Hunter MCX colour was in on the real one that they obviously gave to on the trials. So do I have the right Torx? So I think it's a T30, yeah, T30. So we just pull this screw out here with this. I always remove these completely on the Salvos because they trying to do it like ever so gradually just doesn't always end up boding well when fitting these stocks on. So just line it up with the notch in the receiver there, and we're just going to screw this on, tighten that down. We don't need to go too silly with it, but we also want it to be nice and tight. So there is the stock that is fitted. Now I don't have the tracer in the suppressor at the moment, but the suppressor is a very nice fitting where it just goes on to the flash hider like the Toxicant series and screws on like that. And it's a very, very good fitment. So they've got a grub screw on the flash hider so it won't come off. What I found with my Toxies was when I was putting the suppressors on like this, it was unwinding the flash hiders. So nice elongated rail here. You've got the little overstep of the rail at the top there that comes over the suppressor. It's a very unique looking gun. I believe this is a 13.5 inch barrel, and of course it comes with the newer same Stanags as what you're used to from Salvo and DE, but in a tan colour. So very cool indeed. So I'm going to go over some info on this. I'm just going to take the suppressor off for now, just because it's going to be easier for me to get it in frame for you. Let's take this off. And while we're doing that, let's get some gas and fill up this magazine. So the Stanag mags are the better mags that Double Eagle and Salvo do. So I'm going to get some propane in here. Some stinky gas. Let's get this filled up so we can test this thing out. Now I've got plenty of these mags hanging around, but I like to test it with the magazines that come with it. So the same, you know, Salvo MCXs, which have been very successful because they come in at a very, very affordable price. Let's take these pins out here so I can split the upper and lower receivers, and you are getting the stainless bolts, so it's all one piece stainless. What I will say is that these little bits on the back which hold the nozzles in, same issue on the BRM 180. I'd just get an E-clip behind there or fit a slightly bigger O-ring to the back of that because they are loose fitting and you will get a bit of gas escape from that. But nice smooth bolts. Nozzle moves nice and freely. Standard valve in the bolt. What size barrel have we got in here? So they do have a short barrel. So I'm just guessing the size here. So the barrels, the inner barrels come to about here. So it's a very short barrel to get the power down. You get a SIG pistol grip. You have to get the CTR stock, which does indeed fold. If I can do this. There we go, you just pull it up and it folds to the side. They've changed the buffer systems now, so if you have Jaeger Precision buffers, they are not compatible with the newer style, like the version 2 Salvos, but they have got a spring actuated rubber inserted buffer here, so that's going to absorb some of the impact from that bolt. So they do take, you know, these things on board and improve them. Let's get the old magnet out. What did I do with the magnet? So we can test some of these components and see what they're made out of. What did I do with that magnet? That is the question. So we've got some 2.5s in the speed loader. Is it that speed loader? I think it's this one. We can get these filled up here. Some 2.5s in there because I'm out of 3s at the moment. What did I do with that bloody magnet? Where are you? Who knows? We'll come back to it. But let's get to testing this thing while we're doing it. So this is actually a Toxie flash hider off my XM5, and you can see here they are threaded the same. They go in just fine. There's O-rings on the inside which help stop the flash hiders and the suppressors coming loose. So you see how difficult it is to turn there, because those O-rings on the inside are basically gripping the flash hider. It just stops your suppressors coming loose over time. So you'll see the Toxicant ones don't have the securing grub screw, which the Salvo Precision ones do. Right, found another magnet we can use here. So obviously the bolt's stainless, it's non-magnetic, but we could test some of the components on the outside. Bolt release, aluminium, mag release. I think the mag release itself is steel, but the button here is aluminium, selector's aluminium. Steel trigger, steel auto sear, Z plate is obviously steel, hammer steel, and sears at the back steel. Pins obviously steel as well. Bolt release aluminium, and yeah, just the main mag release part is steel as well. And let's get this thing put back together so it's super easy. Hop adjuster is where you'd normally expect it from a Marui MWS style replica. We've got the extended charging handles, very nice indeed. Let's get that put back in here with the bolt. One thing I do like about the Salvo bolts compared to the Toxicants, so the Toxicants have these little brass wheels, but when they're normally situated here or here, depending on the XM5 or the normal MCX, they're constantly falling off. Now, the Salvos don't have that. They do have brass rollers on the top, but they're encapsulated with E-clips, which is one of the main pet hates I have about the Toxicants, just them falling off when you're trying to get the bolt in and out. So we'll pop this back together here. You always have to just push that in as you close it. So there we are. Aluminium. I think these are cast. I'm not sure if they're machined. They don't look machined. I think they are just cast. They've got casting marks. So obviously aluminium, upper, lower, handguard, whatever mix that is in its castings. I talked about the stock already. It's folding, so it's, if I can do this, because it usually is, they are a little bit stiff to get them folded, but there you go. You can really narrow it down. So if you're indoors now, if you're buying this gun for CQB specifically, you're going to be at a disadvantage because the gun is quite long. But we do have other MCX models that we'll be talking about in the next videos, which will probably be a better choice for you. So CTR stock, QD points on that on both sides, QD points on the receiver here as well, and then plenty of rail space there if you want to put QD points. I tend to put one up front. So there we go. So let's get this thing chronoed. We've got some propane in the mag with some 0.25 gram BBs. Have we got hop on? Yeah, I think so. Nothing's rolling out the barrel. And we are set to 0.25. This is a UK spec gun. So yeah, there we go. 0.9 joules. I'm going to just call these out for you now. 0.9. Oh, we do need to add hop because we are rolling out the barrel. While we do that, we take that back. Give it a couple of clicks to the rear like that. Just to make sure that the hop can hold the BBs, and you basically just charge around in, point the barrel downwards, and you'll tell if it falls out or not. If it doesn't fall out, you're good. So 0.9 joules, 0.9, 0.9. 0.89, 0.88, 0.85, 0.86, and 0.82. So you're well within UK legal limits there. You may get a little bit more power if you put a bit more hop on if you need it. Obviously, I've just put a couple of clicks on there so the hop unit holds the BBs. Let's do a bit of an auto test. Let's dump some rounds into the box. Really, really nice rate of fire there. Lock back on empty. It's what we expect from the salvos. So with the stainless bolts, many of you have been asking, you ask every day in the Jaeger Precision Discord, link for that will be down in the description below, about our stainless steel bolts that we were doing. So I'd done many prototypes. We did them in different finishes where we did them in black, we did them in silver, and we did them in gold. Now, this is one of those projects where you just have to be very careful of, because if, like Salvo are doing it now, where they just release the guns pre-installed with stainless steel bolts, if we'd have gone and made a bunch, it would have been a bad decision, because we're then stuck with stainless steel bolts that no one needs. So that's why I've been very, what should we say, cautious with it. Obviously, we've got a load of money in prototypes with the bolts. We did go through a couple of stages, just tweaking it up and getting it nice and smooth. Trying different processes. You know, again, we were trying it with EDM, we were trying it with just straight machining, which I've talked to you about before in previous videos. But where I'm at with the bolts is I'd rather lose £1,000 in prototypes than, you know, lose £10,000 in doing a production run and them just being stuck on the shelf. So if this is how the MCXs come now, and I'm sure J-Man, if he's watching this video, can go down in the comments below. J-Man, just confirm whether this is how the salvos come now, because if they do, there's just no point in Jaeger Precision doing stainless bolts, because they come in as standard, and you can pick these up as spare parts from Asia, very, very cheap. So, you know, you can get them from places like Airsoft Tiger and such forth. So, you know, the MCX we know and love. Now, my other MCX model, if I can find it, it's over here, which we were using for the development of the stainless steel bolts. So you'll see it's empty at the moment. This was my first Salvo model, and it's been fantastic. It's just the bolts downstairs somewhere, because I've just gone and bought a Salvo stainless steel bolt. Because you buy them abroad, they come with all the gubbins on top as well. So that needs to be put back in there. And if this is how the salvos are coming now, like I said, it doesn't make sense for us to spend a load of money to make parts that no one's going to need. So I don't want to sell you something just because. It needs to have, you know, a need and a function. So there it is, the MCX Hunter. It is a bit of a difficult one to get on camera, because, like I say, when you add the suppressor, we whack this on here. It's a very, very long, it doesn't even fit into the frame. So it's a long barrel there, so if you're into your longer rifles, this is going to be a great one for you. I'm not sure, I will have to check. So the real counterpart of this that was put for the trials, I'll have to just check what the colour was. If they were bronze, then I might Cerakote this. But honestly, I don't hate the FDE. It's very clean looking. I think the FDE on this Salvo model just looks so clean that I think it just needs to be skirmished and just, you know, buffed and scratched up a little bit and used. So that will obviously have to come in due time. We are very busy with Jaeger Precision, and we're very busy helping HC2 out with their special projects. So my time is limited. But there you have it. It's a really nice Salvo model. You're getting tons of value for money out the box, because it's pretty much set up to go. You haven't got to mess about with the bolts now. I would say fit a proper length barrel and, you know, put an M-Pass in, which, you know, the Jaeger Precision M-Passes work perfectly fine in these salvos. You're getting a suppressor in the box, you're getting a tracer in the box. Tracers are usually anywhere between £50 and £100, depending on what tracers you go for. You know, these suppressors usually are like 50, 60 quid, so there's 120 quid there that you'd have to pay on top of anyway. Grips are, you know, everybody likes a different type of grip. Now, these grips don't have the markings on, they're a SIG style grip. They're not uncomfortable at all, to be honest, they're actually pretty good. It's just, I tend to like to go for like Magpul or Die-Free Co stuff. And yeah, it's very solid. There's no flex in the upper and lower receiver, and it's ready to go out the box. It's not like when you buy a Toxicant and you need to add. The Toxicant do have pros and cons compared with the Salvos. They externally probably are a little bit nicer. They do have all the markings on and such. However, you're paying less than half the price usually for some of these Salvo models compared to the Toxicants. And with a Toxicant, you need to add your own stock, you need to add your own magazine, and you need to add your own inner barrel as well. So these come pretty good, you know, pre-done out the box. Just take it out of the box, put some ammo in the mag, and away you go. And it comes with a nice hard case. I repurpose my hard case, so I pull all those little intermediary bits of foams out, and I just use them for everything now. They're just a nice slim hard case, which is very easy to carry, and they don't take up mounds of space. So yeah, there you have it. The MCX, I think it's a 13.5-inch barrel Hunter. Very nice. Great if you like FDE. They won't come in any other colours. They'll only come in this colour. So thank you very much for tuning in and watching. And we'll hopefully, as the weather gets better, because it's very miserable here at the moment, we can get back into doing range videos and stuff like that. There's a few interesting projects that I want to share with you. They're just not ready yet. So thank you all for your support. Hope you've had a great January. January's just disappeared this year. It's just gone like in a flash. So there you have it. Tune into the next one, where we're going to be looking at the RSAR, which is the Reduced Signature Assault Rifle, which is another version of the MCX. It's not quite an MCX Spear Rattler. It's kind of like an in-between. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll take a look at that one next. Hope you're enjoying all the GBB content coming back, because I've been doing this, that, and the other, and just been really busy. So I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to let you get back to your evenings. Thank you very much for watching, as always. Check out the link in the description for the Aviation Discord. And as always, from me and Bench, we'll be seeing you in the next one.